Yes, do. You seem to be having the least amount of trouble.
Who would have thought? Hey, everybody, it's Ryan here from Android Coliseum, and we are to talk about the Android Coliseum Hangout Show number 113. I mentioned when we first started talking about this show about Triskaidekaphobia, which is the fear of the number 13, and 113, for those who might have that fear. It is apparently coming true. We're having a lot of issues tonight.
Gremlin.
One way or another. There's just some weird things going on. Today has been one of those write-off days, if at all possible to write off. But we're still here. We're still here. We're still chatting. And we are happy that you were here chatting with us. And chatting with me right now via live the internet, I have my lovely team here at Android Coliseum. We have Cass Morrison.
Hey.
Who has now just joined the NDP.
I'm excited. I sure wish a whole lot of people didn't have the feeling of, well, we'll see, just because they want them to crash and burn so badly. However.
Yeah. Anyways, we won't get political here.
I'm sure they're not stupid.
It was interesting.
Well, I'm not sure.
Next to Cass, I have Martin.
Hey.
How warm is Ottawa these days, Martin?
26 this afternoon.
Oh.
Nice. That's where I hope to get eventually.
I was on a patio maybe about 2 hours ago. 3 hours.
Well, yesterday I walked to the boat and I wore a light jacket and capri pants, and today I wore a snow cold again. And you saw like Edmonton had something like 8 centimeters of snow. So,
what?
I'm really sorry, Cass. I'm really sorry.
That. Wow, ouch.
You know, I'm a free spirit. I could move if I really had to.
Well, you know, we Canadians, we will persevere. And last but definitely not least, we have Sivan. Sivan, how is La Belle Provence?
Very nice and warm.
Okay. So here we are, Android Coliseum's Hangout Show number 113. We do have an agenda up on the website, so if you go to hangouts.androidcoliseum.com, you will see not only the agenda, but you'll see the chat room, you'll see our videos, you can watch it. So if you're watching it later, you can still see the agenda, you can still see the chat that happened, and you can also then see the video and watch it at your leisure. So otherwise, if you're there now, congratulations, thank you for tuning in. By all means, I think, Martin, you usually have the chat live and ready to go watching that, so if there's anything that pops up, please let us know. We would love to have the opportunity to comment and include you in the conversation.
Definitely. If you people have anything to mention, just write something up in the chat or message me or whichever you want to do. I'm watching everything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the topics here today, guys. We are going to start off with this. Well, last show we talked about the LG G4 and the launch it had, and how, you know, I mean, personally, I'm in love already. I don't like leather, but that looked pretty cool on the LG G4. So we were hearing that it's going to be coming to Canada in June. I think, Martin, you posted that it was going to be in
early June.
So that's a pretty good turnaround time. I mean, we're not having to wait too long. But then again, I mean, you wouldn't want it to be a long turnaround. I think Samsung and HTC had a quicker turnaround time in theirs. But I think it was kind of interesting where they talked about that it's going to be in June. So we are in May. Now, if you remember way back when, we talked about this thing called the Consumer Experience Program. The Consumer Experience Program was the idea that they're going to give out 4,000 of these devices to people before the launch came out, and you'll get to play with the phone for 30 days and then send it back and give people your thoughts. So I'm looking at it now that if they're only just starting now, in the U.S., they're starting now taking applicants for the Consumer Experience Program, when are they going to get the phone? It's not going to be much before the actual launch of the phone. So
I that wide open. Oh, for crying out loud.
I'm just going to mute Cass for a second. Sorry, Cass. Dealing with dogs. It's been a day. We can mention that.
When is it supposed to launch?
It's supposed to launch early June. So if, let's say, LG gets their acting gear in Canada and they launch the Consumer Experience Program next week and they actually pick winners by the end of that week, that's still like only maybe 2 weeks before the event for the actual everybody else gets it. So it's not much free time. So I don't know. I'm still excited to see this phone one way or the other. It's coming to pretty much all the carriers: Bell, TELUS, Rogers, SaskTel,
Wind.
So it's coming to pretty much everybody. And I tell you, I'm a little tempted. I got to see the price point, but I'm interested to see what it'd be, whether this is my next phone on a contract, if it's too expensive, or do I just buy? I don't know. Sivan, you had a comment?
What they're doing, I guess, is just promoting the phone through social media, and that's why they're giving the phone. So they'll give it around the same time as the launch, and if there are comments or things people want, they can always improve on the software later on.
Right. And it is just a promotion thing. For me, I was thinking like the idea of it being people were going to get it well before the launch and be able to play with it. I was really hoping that people would get it well before the actual launch of the event, and here's some actual users and their comments of after using it for 30 days. But I guess that didn't happen. But anyways, We'll find out June, as we get closer to June, what happens with the consumer experience program, if you can get one, and then who's going to get it when you actually come into the stores. Well, let's move on. So Google Play and all their material goodness actually have recently updated their Google I/O web app to look amazing. But they've now also more materialized the Play Store. Martin?
Yep, definitely. There was a post earlier on this week where Google advertised that they've updated the Play Store to version 5.58. And essentially what they've done is, we've seen that the Google Play Store has been materialized, but they went a bit further than that. They added what you call the human-like animation, where if stuff bounces on the screen, it looks normal. If you're pressing stuff, it looks like you're actually pressing a button. They made it more look like a user interaction experience that you'd get normally. So the UX and the UI, the design of the Google Play has been updated. And most people should be seeing the update quite shortly, because I know I've got it on my device as of now, and I did not sideload the APK.
I'm just going to sideload it right now for myself, just to notice I'm only on 5.4, so I want the latest.
There you go.
I'm just vain like that.
Oh, I know you're just as bad as I am. You see an APK, oh, gotta load it.
Gotta load it. I mean, all it is just the animation, but I like having the latest.
Mostly the animation.
That's cool. More from Martin here. We also talk about Timeful, an app that was acquired by Google. Sorry, Google just recently bought this, and it's an iOS app, and I've not seen it before.
Yep, the Timeful is essentially the go-to app that you see on iOS for time management, a go-to list for your shopping list of items, a reminder, an agenda, not similar to a calendar, but more focused on reminders, tasks to do, and lists and whatnot. And Google just acquired this really, really great software that you have on the iOS environment, and I've used it on the iPhone 6, which is really awesome. And for Google to go ahead and buy this application that is developed on iOS, you got to wonder, they won't more than likely want to bring another perspective to their calendar app, or they want to develop something completely different. So we're going to have to stay tuned to see what they're going to be doing with that.
Yeah, and they posted a blogger post the other day talking about that it came out, and they really want to tighten that integration between your Gmail and your calendar app, and then, I mean, I'm really hoping that also might tying into stuff like Keep. So they might
exactly. I would like to see everything tie into each other more, not uniformly, but more efficiently.
Yeah. So I mean, like, sorry, go ahead, Cass.
Sorry, I was just going to say, right now, reminders are sort of all over the place. When you do one in Google Now, you don't know whether it's in Keep, in Inbox, or where.
On the watch, it disappears. It keeps coming back. It snoozes itself, or it disappears forever.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a mess. You're right.
Well, the other thing is that, like, right now, like the hot linking, like if I'm in Gmail and I see it, my friend emails me, can we talk tomorrow about this? And if you go in the Gmail web app, the word tomorrow becomes a hot link to actually add it to your calendar. We don't get that in Gmail on the web, on the app on the phone. That'd be really nice to really build those tight integration together. And then obviously with Google Now wanting to bring it all under one umbrella, it'd be really cool to be able to do that. Just plus, we know last week we talked about how Google Now opened up to 70 new partners and apps and stuff like that. I just got to notice that Feedly updated now for Google Now to say that the most engaged articles that I'm of my feed will start showing up now in Google Now as one of the cards. So it'd be interesting to see what they want to do with that after all. Speaking of apps and stuff that are going, Uber Eats.
Yeah, definitely. Uber Eats, a new application from Uber company that everybody knows. I mean, if you're in a big city, you've probably used Uber before. You're using them to travel around the city at like a fraction of the cost of other cabs, but they want to bring something new. How about you go online, you order your food, they deliver. So same principle behind the Uber system where they'll be able to drive people around. You get the same group of people to actually go pick up your food and deliver it to you. So the principle behind it is the same, and they're going to be starting to launch that in Toronto. So Toronto's going to be their test bed for that.
As they normally do with most of the bigger cities, right? So
yeah,
Yvonne,
most
would
of
you use this?
Calgary.
But will the cost be competitive? I mean, no one wants to pay $20 shipping for a meal, unless people do want. If you order an expensive meal from a restaurant that doesn't deliver, I guess you don't mind paying, but it's not going to be very commonly used. I think.
There's another service similar to that. I can't remember the exact name. It's Wagon something. And what they do is they go pick up your food from restaurants that don't deliver, and they deliver to you. Their delivery fees is 99 cents.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to know how that works.
It works really good because I've used it about 100 times so far.
I'm just really surprised they can make that business model go.
Yeah, apparently they have here in Ottawa they have 25,000 subscribers that orders on a daily basis.
I think we talked about this in the pre-show. There was a Dragon's Den episode, and I can't remember what city. I want to say it was in BC, where they were bike couriers who would do that for you. So they had partner restaurants that don't deliver themselves and would actually say every morning you could check that app and say, okay, here's what's on the menu for those days. I'll order this, and they can just go off. And so they would tell the restaurant, have that ready to pick up, and they would pick up and deliver.
Yeah, the system's similar, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how well it develops and how well it's adopted by people.
Yeah, I mean, we're really starting to see a change in the way that these things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of changes, typically ASUS has let out some awesome stuff. I mean, we remember the Transformer tablet I have around here. We have the Nexus 7, both the Nexus 7 and the Nexus 7 2013 edition. My dream device, the Pad phone, has never come to North America. The Zen phone looks like it's starting to breach its way into North America by way of some of these deal sites like AliExpress or GearBest are out there. Martin was saying that AliExpress had a sale on today where it was $336 American with delivery included. I found online that GearBest, if you go right now on GearBest, in Canadian dollars, it's $407.51 delivered. Sorry, that's not delivered. That's free shipping. I imagine taxes will be on top of that as well. But I don't know. I'm kind of interested. 4 gigabyte RAM, 64 storage, plenty of storage. I don't know. Asus makes some nice things, and I just I haven't tried one of their phones. For $400, I am pretty tempted. I don't know about you guys. Thoughts, Martin? You're first.
I mean, I've been looking at that phone, and I've had an itchy finger ever since I've seen it, and I've been like, they really make good stuff. And if they're anything like the Asus tablets that I've used, and this is a phone, it's going to be up there. And I mean, they're really on par into delivering like updates to your device. I mean, the moment the updates is out, 30 days later you're going to get it to it without a doubt.
Yeah, and because Asus has really had some very minimal UI or skin on top of it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely stock.
Yeah, Cass, your thoughts?
Well, I'm thinking if I lived in a larger center where it was easier to flip my tech, I would probably bite. But because I live somewhere where I sort of have to make a commitment or just have deep pockets, I might have to pass on this.
See, I'm looking at I have that G3 that I had won. I'm still waiting to receive from Mobile Syrup that I could easily go ahead and fund this purchase to give it a try. I'm really tempted. I mean, I haven't tried an Asus phone, so I'm tempted. It looks like it should be compatible with the carriers in Canada. So just a matter of the fact that it doesn't have a quad HD display. Whether or not I need that anymore would be kind of interesting. Anyways, it's up for available. Those who are looking, we have a link on the site. You can take a look at. You can go find either AliExpress or GearBest for a pretty good deal for a pretty big phone. People talked about the 1+1 being a very good deal for what you got. This is pretty damn good.
It gets close to it, yeah.
Yeah. So here we are. Can't believe this is the Humble Bundle mobile version 12. I pretty much have bought, I would say, probably 8 out of those 12. Cass, you were talking about how you're on the fence on this one.
I am on the fence. Like, I find I buy a lot of them because I like to support charities mostly. And there's usually something that I'll play. And I think if I hadn't bought Monuments Valley, this would be a for sure. Because Monuments Valley is a great game, and you get it unlocked for under $4. And there's some other games there that look like they could be fun. So, I don't know. Kind of on the fence. They usually are a good deal.
What's the one that's grabbing your attention?
Well, other than Monuments Valley, I think that one that's right beside it. Just hold on. I'm using my scruffy screen.
Black. You circle or draw paths or whatever to get the things.
Yeah, that sounds kind of interesting. And the Last Express also sounds interesting to me. I'm not a big gamer, though.
Okay.
So, I really like Monuments Valley. I like those kind of puzzle games. I've never gotten into role-playing games and fight games and stuff, so.
Yeah, the Last Express to me looks a little. I mean, it's not like that broken sword. It's not really much. I don't know, but I mean, Black looks okay, like for distraction game. I have not played Monument Valley yet. Joe Danger looks pretty fun.
You should get it for Monuments Valley by itself. That's an awesome game.
For $387, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this before the show about how, to be honest, like I kind of really like the Humble Bundle model, not only for the fact that again you're supporting charity, you're getting a bunch of things for cheaper than you would normally pay, but I put these on my son's phone. I put the Humble Bundle with my account on it, and my son has all the games I purchased. So instead of a sort of curated list of games that instead of him going onto the Play Store and downloading every Pixelmon and Pokemon and Minecraft mod and scam app out there. So this, I know there are pretty good games that are in there. So, and it has Five Nights at Freddy's, and he loves being able to download it and play it for 3 seconds, and too spooky. So Humble Bundle, that's the 12th edition.
That's just funny.
Last but not least, we want to talk about some firmware updates. We really haven't seen any new lately in Canada. I'm still waiting on the G2 update. There's a potential for the Note 8 to get the Lollipop update. But way back when, and I think I posted about this a long time ago, there was a group that were talking about which devices are going to get it, and they went through Samsung's list and said stuff like the Note 2, which is a little over 2 years old now, was potential at being able to get it. And so Martin and I had a little discussion of, is it not getting it? Because I had read that Samsung Gulf, from the Persian Gulf area, had said it wasn't getting it. And then, Martin, you had some other news.
Yeah, but in Samsung Spain are saying that they're going to be getting it in the next month. So there's conflicting stories. I mean, apparently Samsung's not getting their different section of the globe to actually dish out the same information. And then you have the UK going like, well, we're not sure, but we might be getting it, but we're not sure. But I'm going like, okay, so Spain saying yes, UK saying not sure, and Gulf saying no, it's a categoric no, they're not getting it. So it begs to differ. Is Lollipop going to be released in different areas or different markets for different people? Maybe. but that's usually not how Samsung works. So I'm not entirely sure on this one.
Yeah,
I'm
usually
not
once
sure
you
that
know-
isn't, though. Because wouldn't it depend on the model number and what the specs are? Because maybe some things are easier to update than others.
Sure enough, because I think the Note 2 was the first one to come up with those where the international version had the Exynos processor versus the Qualcomm.
Yeah.
So, Sivan, you had a comment?
Yeah, I feel that in general people are so eager to update their devices, but sometimes the updates can actually slow down the device, make it less less usable. So I'm over this. If I have a device and it's a bit old, the opposite. I prefer that it doesn't get an update. If it works well, just leave it. Because you hear so many stories, even about the Nexus 7 2012, that it's, many people updated it and then it breaks. Then you have to, many people don't know how to roll back. So if it's an old device, if it's a Note 2 and it works well, just, especially with Samsung devices, just leave it.
See, now part of that is like the inner geek in me wants to say, well, nothing breaks. It's just a matter of over-the-air updates are never really perfect anyways, and the older the device, the more likely it is an opportunity to do something awkward, weird. Martin, you had a comment on this?
I do, and that's because I've been seeing people flashing the unofficial stock TouchWiz on their Note 2, and it works better than the KitKat version. So I'm still wondering if Samsung will actually go ahead and release it. It would be nice to see it on the Note 2, because even today the Note 2 is still a great flying device. A lot of people are still using it, so I don't see why not.
And Cass, you had a comment.
Just I know from when I had Samsung devices, even if they missed one version, they always did a really good job on their updates. Like I remember having the first Galaxy S, and they updated from Froyo or to Froyo. Anyways, whichever one, it crashed the phone, and they just took it, flashed it, and got it back to me. So, they do have good support, and I think they do a lot of testing, and that's why it takes so long for their stuff to get updated. But then again, like Sivan says, if your phone is working, especially with Samsung, it's not like you can tell that there's been a big change. It still looks the same.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting thing, like Martin says, it's neat to see at least that Samsung is considering it. Because, I mean, for those that would want that update, it's kind of good to know that it's still a possibility or it's still out there. I don't know. For me, I always like to have the latest and greatest no matter what I'm running. I'm still trying to find the lollipop for my Transformer TF101, the original. That'd be nice to put that on there. I had KitKat running on it pretty good, but as a custom ROM. Anyways, so that's the topics for this week. Pretty slow week in terms of Android news. I mean, if there's anything you guys wanted to share, otherwise we can get into the reviews that we're going to be talking about. Anything else we missed, you think, you guys?
I'm still waiting for more updates from Oppo.
The R7?
Exactly, for the R7. We didn't get much information last week. We only know that it will be from metal, that it will be bezel-less, still not much more. So we'll have to wait for the official launch later this month, I believe.
Okay.
Did we hear anything about ColorOS? I heard ColorOS was an update for that or something.
They released, they're going to release ColorOS 2 soon, very soon, with some design changes. They also released Lollipop for the Find 7. It's very close to stock Android. It's not ColorOS, but it's exciting because it's another option for people. I flashed it on my Find 7. I still prefer ColorOS, even if it's not Lollipop. But it's cool. It's an option. It's even better than the regular Lollipop because you reboot from the power button, and they have a few extra features. But it's very close to stock. So talking about deals, they had it for $3.99. They had a coupon last month for $2.99, and if you can put Lollipop on it, that's a great deal.
All right. In terms of reviews, last weekend I was out of town and I got to play around with the Power It car starter / portable battery charger, which is actually really cool because I actually had a booth across from the Napa Auto Parts guys, and they had their version of the same thing that you could charge your battery and charge your phone. I'm like, oh, like this one here, and it was like half the price for the Power It one. Worked very well. I mean, very nice little, for the size of it, was only 8,000 milliamp hours, or 8 amp hours for those of you who want to use a full metric system. For the size of it, but the problem is also it's meant to charge your car battery is the main purpose of it. So it's nice, made a nice little addition to my car accessory kit. I have received from Sony their little cube speakers. So these are little Bluetooth speakers. And the idea behind these guys is the fact that you can actually set them up and pair them as this will be the left and another one will be the right channel, and you can put them on the other sides of the room and send music via Bluetooth. The only thing is I just started playing anything right now, and the sound is pretty weird. So I don't know why that is. I think Bluetooth on the G3 are apparently supposed to be weird or something. We'll just show us on.
I have to try with a different device.
I might try it on a different device, see what happens. I don't know, but I mean, I've never had any issue on any of my devices so far. Come on. Why isn't it playing music right now? Anyways, so there's playing with that, and then I'm also playing with the Dell Venue 8 7000 series, the sleek version here. This is pretty cool little feeling device in terms of like the body. It has a very tiny bezel on it. A very amazing display, 2560 by 1600 display. So very high quality. Ergonomics-wise, this camera on the bottom left is just so weird. That it's so weird that you hold it. The rear-facing camera is at the bottom, right there.
Oh boy!
And it has these two stereoscopic cameras that it uses to help find depth, and it has, as Tom really likes in his iPhone, likes that parallax feature. When you have the so as I tilt, and again because it's not do it now because I'm kind of hiding. So anyways, it's not working now. Or it does it slightly, but anyways, it moves the background compared to how you move your thing. And there's that. So, I mean, yeah, Martin's telling me to put it in the landscape mode. That's the way you're supposed to hold it. You put it in landscape mode, I'm still going to cover...
No, the other way.
Camera. The other way. No.
You're holding it wrong.
I'm holding it wrong, thanks.
Maybe you're just holding it upside down. Maybe
seriously,
that Dell side is actually upside down.
So if I hold it this way, the front casing camera's up there, which is okay, I'm not touching it, but I'm covering up the back-facing camera. So, but I don't know, it was kind of neat to play around with these, the depth-finding cameras in the back there. Those actually had a very cool where you can take pictures and adjust the depth of field, and I'll have a full review on it in a little bit there. So pretty neat, very stock UI, very Asus kind of feel to it. One last comment, Martin?
Yep. When I was over at the kiosk for Dell, they recommended to use the Venue landscape only, not portrait.
Yeah,
according to them, it was not meant to be portrait.
See, and like I've become very used to using tablets and landscape and portrait now because that's the way my phones. And it's just when you use it like see how close it is to the bottom now, no matter where it is. I mean,
yep. It was meant to be used with a keyboard and a folio to replace your PC. Essentially, that was the idea behind the Venue.
Possibly.
Isn't that an 8-inch device?
Yep.
8.4.
Like my Tab S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's very nice. I like it. If it wasn't for this weird chin thingy where the camera is, everything would be very cool. But again, it has probably a very niche use that they were looking for, and specifically it could take pictures. So I was playing around with it in my room. I could take a picture of the room, and I could then tap on the picture, and from here to here, what's the distance? It would tell me. That's 4.3 meters.
That's pretty good.
So
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty cool stuff. Anyways, I'll have a full review for that, for the speaker, in the next little bit. So anyways,
Cool.
that's the show. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week on the 114. Hopefully, off of this 13 number, we will have a better running system. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Hopefully.
I got to reboot because I've got major screen flicker going on at this end.
nice. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much again for tuning in. We will see you next week, same time, same channel. We'll be here. Ciao, everybody.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Good night.
Have a great week.